Beyond the Gates star Karla Mosley reflects on iconic guiding light wedding. These days, fans know Karla Mosley as the glamorous and hot-tempered Dani Dupree on Beyond the Gates. But long before BTG, the actress began her career on Guiding Light, where she was one half of a popular super couple. Key takeaways. Mosley played Christina Moore on GL from 2008 to 2009. Christina's love interest on GL was Remy Boudreau. Florence St. Victor played Remy on GL. Mosley recently reflected on one of her iconic GL moments. A wedding to remember. Mosley has become one of daytime's most talented actresses. Her journey into soap stardom began in 2008 when she was cast as Christina Moore on GL. The star and her character quickly became popular thanks to Christina's romance with Remy St. Victor. Remy and Christina quickly became the show's new super couple, and one of their famous moments was their drunken wedding. The couple's wedding was one of the highlights of Mosley's soap career, and she recently reflected on the iconic moment. On Instagram, the actress shared a clip of Christina and Remy discovering they were married the morning after their drunken ceremony. Apparently, on this day nearly 20 years ago, my first soapy, drunken marriage. With the incomparable Florence St. Victor on the Guiding Light. Mosley wrote, "Her stroll down memory lane also brought back fond memories for St. Victor. We had so much fun. Red heart, red heart, red heart," the actor wrote. From Springfield to Fairmont Crest. Mosley remained on GL until the show's cancellation in 2009. 4 years later, she would be cast in the groundbreaking role of Maya Avant on The Bold and the Beautiful. The role reunited Mosley with her former co-star St. Victor. Like on GL, Mosley and St. Victor's BNB characters Maya and Carter had a romance. Unfortunately, Maya and Carter's relationship ends when he discovers she's still in love with Rick, Jacob Young. Maya and Rick became one of BNB's super couples. However, after Young's departure in 2018, the couple divorced off-screen. Soon after Young's departure, Mosley also left BNB. Her last appearance as Maya occurred in 2019, and then a year later, she officially announced her departure. The actress went on to work on other projects, but in 2024 was cast as Dani on BTG. When the new CBS soap premiered in February 2025, Mosley wowed fans with her tense, emotional, and sometimes humorous performance. As a woman scorned, Dani often goes to war with her ex-husband Bills, Timon Kyle Drett, new wife, Haley, Marquita Goings. Dani's strong-willed and hot-tempered attitude often lands her in trouble with her family. And much like her GL character, Mosley's Dani had a drunken wedding with Andre, Sean Freeman. Although Dani and Andre had some concerns about their nuptials, the couple is determined to make their marriage work. Will Dani and Andre have their own happily ever after like GL's Christina and Remy? When Karla Mosley steps onto the set of Beyond the Gates, the new supernatural drama that has quickly become a streaming sensation, she does so with the poised confidence of a woman who has spent nearly 2 decades navigating the unpredictable waves of daytime television. But even as she now channels the shadowy strength of Dr. Alana Pierce, a paranormal psychologist who can see the dead, there is one storyline from her past that refuses to fade into memory. Her wedding scene on Guiding Light. It is a moment Mosley can recall with such clarity that, when she speaks of it, her voice carries the bright shimmer of nostalgia. "It feels like a lifetime ago," she says, "but also like it happened last Tuesday." That's the strange magic of soap operas. Their big moments stay suspended in time. The wedding, lavish, emotional, and sweeping in its romantic orchestration, had become an instant classic among fans. Not just for its visual beauty or narrative payoff, but for the rare, incandescent chemistry Mosley brought to the screen. And now, years later, as she leads a new project with an entirely different tone and audience, she finds herself revisiting that moment with fresh eyes. Act 1. The Past That Glows. "When we filmed that wedding, I wasn't thinking about legacy," Mosley recalls. "I was thinking about not tripping on the hem of the dress." She laughs, tilting her head back the way viewers of Beyond the Gates rarely see. Her character is far too haunted for such warmth. The dress in question was, as she describes it, a frothy cloud of satin and optimism. The costume department had spent weeks tailoring it to perfection, designing every detail with cinematic flair, hand-sewn beading that caught the light just right, a veil that looked like something borrowed from a myth, and a skirt large enough to command any frame. But it wasn't the dress alone that made the scene iconic. It was everything happening around it, she says, her fingers unconsciously mimicking the flutter of tulle. The music, the pacing, the emotion. And the fact that, at that point in the story, my character had gone through so much. Love didn't come easily to her. That made it all mean something. In many ways, the wedding was a celebration not just of a fictional romance, but of Mosley herself. She had grown from newcomer to fan favorite, navigating storylines that ranged from heartbreaking to hilariously dramatic, classic soap territory. That's the beauty of daytime, she says. You get to explore every shade of human experience, sometimes within a single episode. She pauses. In a way, that wedding was the culmination of everything she'd fought for. Love, stability, a sense of belonging. The scene was shot over 2 days inside an ornate converted chapel in New Jersey, lit with chandeliers that cast warm amber over the pews. Between takes, Mosley remembers the cast hanging out inside the aisle, joking, sharing snacks, and occasionally bursting into song. That church echoed, she says. If you so much as hummed, the whole place harmonized with you. It made everything feel sacred. And then, there was the moment the doors opened. The cue was simple, walk when the music shifts. But when the orchestra swell happened and those doors parted, I genuinely felt breathless. Not as an actress. As a human being standing inside this story we'd built. She smiles softly. It wasn't real, of course. But in that second it was. Act 2, The World Beyond the Gates. Cut to present day. The supernatural thriller Beyond the Gates is in its second season, with Mosley's character navigating dark secrets buried beneath an old psychiatric facility. The tone is eerie, intense, psychologically layered, far from the floral softness of a soap wedding. And yet, she insists, the roles aren't so different. For both characters, love is the anchor, she explains. Even in the midst of chaos. That's something I've always been drawn to as an actor. The human heartbeat inside the storm. The set of Beyond the Gates couldn't be more different from the sunlit chapel of Guiding Light. It's underground, humid, with simulated flickering lights and practical fog machines that spill into the hallways. The air always seems to hum with tension. Some days we film surrounded by prosthetics and ghostly figures, Mosley says. Other days it's just me and a long monologue into the dark. Either way, it's intense. The emotional challenge, however, is what makes the role exhilarating.